Paul George has been an incredible point guard for the Los Angeles Clippers since his arrival, but recently, shocking trade rumors have taken over the NBA air suggesting that the Clippers would want to part ways with Paul. Is this true, and how would it affect both parties if it actually comes to reality? Join us in this video as we explore striking Paul George trade rumors.
Coming out of the timeout, 4:25 to play. Oh my goodness!
Put together with Paul and Kawhi to really give us the chance to do.
I said I wasn't super giddy about it. As Paul George,
Oh my goodness!
The Los Angeles Clippers find themselves once again falling short of an NBA championship in the Paul George and Kawhi Leonard era. Their hopes were dashed in the first round of the 2023 NBA playoffs by the Phoenix Suns as they suffered 4 consecutive losses following promising Game 1 victory. Unfortunately, George was absent throughout the entire series, while Leonard missed the last 3 games due to injuries. This recurring theme of injuries has plagued the Clippers, with George and Leonard forced to watch their team's downfall from the sidelines. As the Clippers head into the 4th offseason with these 2 star players, the time has come for owner Steve Ballmer to evaluate the sustainability of the current roster. When Leonard and George joined forces in Los Angeles, the Clippers were instantly dubbed as the title contenders, and indeed, with both players in good health, they possess the potential to be just that. However, the reality is that their chances of remaining injury-free long enough to make a championship run are slim. Another disappointing season serves as a clear signal for Ballmer to consider how much longer he can persist with the current lineup led by these 2 stars. The most prudent course of action for Ballmer would be to trade Paul George during this offseason, despite the difficulty of such a decision. Here are 3 compelling reasons why the Los Angeles Clippers must part ways with Paul George. First and foremost, while it is undeniable that Paul George is an incredibly talented player, there is a significant distinction between him and his fellow star teammate Kawhi Leonard. Leonard boasts the illustrious title of a 2-time NBA champion, having played a pivotal role in leading 2 different teams to victory. In contrast, George has yet to experience a taste of championship glory. Not only has he failed to guide a team to NBA Finals triumph, but he has openly admitted that he cannot be the primary option. Considering George's injury history and lack of championship experience, it is in the Clippers' best interest to trade him and assemble a team that better complements Leonard and his championship pedigree. During his tenure with the Indiana Pacers, George emerged as a scoring force, captivating the NBA with his exceptional skills. However, despite his individual brilliance, he could not propel the Pacers to the coveted NBA Finals, leading to his eventual trade to the Oklahoma City Thunder. In Oklahoma City, George continued to shine individually, averaging a career high of 28 points per game during the 2018-2019 season. Yet, he once again fell short in his quest for a finals appearance. This pattern persisted even after joining the Clippers, with 4 seasons passing without any notable postseason success. Unlike Leonard, George lacks a track record of playoff achievements and cannot be relied upon to deliver them in the future. Thus, Ballmer should seize the opportunity to trade Paul George this offseason, as his inability to secure championships has become evident. The next reason is his injury history. Paul George captivated fans with a stunning return from a devastating broken leg suffered while representing Team USA. It was a truly heartwarming moment, defying all odds and reviving hopes for his career. Remarkably, George's game showed no signs of decline. He continued to excel on the court. Yet sadly, this injury foreshadowed a series of setbacks that have plagued him year after year. In the latest blow, a sprained knee kept him from participating in the 2023 NBA playoffs, leading the Clippers to yet another disappointing season. This unfortunate incident only added to the broken chapters in George's career. Undeniably, Paul George possesses exceptional talent. He effortlessly scores from all 3 levels of the defense and is a formidable defender, capable of guarding players at any position. However, his brilliance loses its shine when he can't stay on the court, a challenge he continually faces. Regardless of George's ability, availability remains the most crucial factor. Regrettably, the Clippers star fails to meet his criterion consistently. Los Angeles must come to terms with their losses and consider trading Paul George before he misses even more games, jeopardizing the team's future. And now, considering his age, at 32 years old, Paul George's career hangs in the balance, with retirement potentially looming closer than anticipated. Time is slipping away from the prime years of his basketball journey. Without a championship to his name, his opportunity for NBA Finals glory dwindles alongside his prime. Although he still has some quality years ahead, they are unlikely to surpass the seasons he has already experienced. This reality poses a significant hurdle to the Clippers' championship aspirations, as George's aging years are unlikely to yield greater success. Undoubtedly, Paul George has enjoyed a commendable NBA career that is far from over. However, considering his vulnerability to injuries, advancing age, and lack of playoff triumph, the Clippers would be wise to seek a new era for their franchise. As the offseason approaches, it is prudent for the Los Angeles Clippers to explore trading options for Paul George and embrace a fresh chapter in their journey. Potential landing spots for Paul George. If the Clippers' desire to trade Paul comes to fruition, these are top landing spots where we might see him playing next season. New York Knicks. The New York Knicks are desperate to regain the taste of postseason success and are willing to go great lengths to make it happen. Their best shot at improvement lies in the trade market, where they have the potential to acquire a superstar. One name that has surfaced is Paul George, the talented shooting guard from Los Angeles Clippers. According to the reports, the Knicks are not afraid of George's player options in 2024 and might even benefit from it. They believe he could sign a longer-term deal with a lower salary than a whopping $48.8 million he's owed in 2024-25. This could be a win-win situation for both parties. The Clippers, who acquired George 4 years ago, might be looking to shake things up after a disappointing first-round exit. Trading the 8-time All-Star would allow them to restructure their team. However, obtaining George won't come cheap, and the Knicks must carefully consider if the investment is worth it in the long run. Bleacher reports suggest that a trade package centered around players like 𝐂𝐿𝐿, RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, and a valuable draft haul may not be enough to entice the Clippers. On the other hand, the Knicks have a wealth of assets they can unload, and exploring 3-team trades could create opportunities that wouldn't otherwise exist. Paul George is precisely what the Knicks need to bolster their roster. He would be a formidable partner to Jaylen Brunson in the backcourt, providing New York with an extra layer of offense complexity. Acquiring George would make the Knicks more dangerous and complete in the long term, giving them a genuine chance to contend against the top Eastern Conference teams next season. In their quest to reignite their postseason dreams, the New York Knicks are ready to pursue a trade that could bring superstar Paul George to their ranks. Despite concerns about George's 2024 player options, the Knicks see it as an opportunity rather than a hindrance. They believe the star shooting guard could sign a long-term contract at a reduced salary, potentially benefiting both parties. The Los Angeles Clippers, who traded for George 4 years ago, might be open to reshuffling their roster following a disappointing early playoff exit. While acquiring George would require a hefty trade package, the Knicks possess an array of assets that could spark conversations through 3-team trades. Adding Paul George to their lineup would be a game-changer for the Knicks. He would form a formidable backcourt duo with Jaylen Brunson, bringing a new level of offensive complexity to the team. With George on board, the Knicks would become a more potent and well-rounded force, positioning themselves as legitimate contenders in the Eastern Conference. The path to reclaiming their postseason glory lies in the hands of the Knicks front office. They must carefully weigh the cost of acquiring George against the long-term benefits. If they can strike a right deal, the Knicks could significantly enhance their chances of competing at the highest level next season. New Orleans Pelicans. The LA Clippers are no doubt seeking a favorable deal to bolster their roster, with the New Orleans Pelicans bearing the best offer on the table. The tantalizing prospect of swapping Paul George for the promising Brandon Ingram beckons, a move that would serve as the ideal solution for LA. But that's not all they stand to gain. In addition to Ingram's arrival, the Clippers would acquire a duo of valuable role players. Josh Richardson, a seasoned veteran with a wealth of experience playing the league's finest, would bring his defensive prowess and sharp shooting abilities to the team. His knack for stifling elite guards would address a persistent weakness for the Clippers. And then there's Larry Nance Jr., a hidden gem in the league. Despite what mere statistics may suggest, Nance Jr. is an exceptional defender, offering a much-needed presence in the paint. His versatility extends to the center position, providing a reliable option should Mason Plumlee depart in free agency. Nance Jr. is undoubtedly one of the league's premier role players. Meanwhile, the Pelicans would not be left empty-handed. They would secure the services of a top 10 talent in Paul George, a game-changer who could elevate their roster to new heights. To complement George, New Orleans would welcome high-quality role players in Robert Covington and Marcus Morris, Sr. Covington, given the right opportunity, could emerge as one of the NBA's most formidable defenders. The proposed trade aligns perfectly with the needs of both teams. For the Clippers, it represents a strategic move towards securing a promising future, addressing their long-standing aspirations as the pieces fall into place. The front office's arduous search for the right combination may finally reach its satisfying conclusion. The Los Angeles Clippers find themselves at crossroads yet again. Despite the undeniable talent of Paul George, the team's ongoing struggle to stay healthy and make a championship run calls for a reassessment of their roster. Steve Ballmer faces a challenging decision, but trading Paul George appears to be one of the most logical course of action. Is it really? Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section down below.